13th year teaching. So, fine, if we go to compare how many followers I have. Yeah, whatever. You guys know what I mean.
They're still the same concept. Yeah.
Alright, so there's my YouTube channel. So, think about it. 13 years of teaching, recording 2 to 3 classes per day. That is how I have 2.1 thousand videos posted because I just record class. Literally, like right now, this red, white border means we're recording class. So be aware, what that also means is I can easily, I'm going to pick on Michael. Do you want to go by Michael, Mick, Mike? What do you want? Okay, I'm going to pick on Michael. It also means when Michael has an outburst in class because he just couldn't handle the excitement and he screams something really silly but not quite school appropriate, it's real easy to just email his parents and be like, hey, there was a not so great moment in class today. It happened around minute 7. Check it out. Maybe have a conversation with Michael. We'll try to make tomorrow better. But if something really embarrassing happens for you or for me, like, I don't know. Let's say I bend over to pick something up, my pants rip, right? Who knows? But I would not upload that, right? If there's ever something to happen, maybe you came up to the board, totally like flubbed a problem. Like, I'm not saying I have to upload every video every day. So if something happens and you're not comfortable with it going up on the internet, that's fine. But guys, I have not even 500 subscribers after 13 years of teaching. Nobody's watching my videos. If you go through the analytics and look at my most popular video, I do have one video that's really popular. I think a college professor linked one of my videos to their classes because that's the only reason that many people would have watched that video. Because I teach high school math also. I just am not doing it this year. But that's as much time as we're spending talking about my YouTube because we have class to do. So, this is a Phoenix student from yesterday. They started working on their homework around 6 o'clock. This was just one page of what I was able to snapshot. This page was longer than this, but this was as much as I was able to snapshot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it kept going. They used start over a dozen times in the span of less than 10 minutes. That feels silly to me because to continue to try the same thing and expect different results, say it louder. It's the definition of insanity, and I don't think any of you are actually insane. So everybody load up Khan, and by the way, if you didn't get out, we're going to go back to slide 1 and double check what people missed. Your Chromebook should be out with Khan up, and your math notes that we started yesterday, that graph paper, that should also be out. Because if we start notes one day, we'll probably continue them the next day. Have you guys gotten into math now? No. Did you stress this? You guys
I forgot to get the notes to my parents.
I just gave the notes to my parents too.
No, I don't. You're going to have to go to another class. So, what is not teaching? Sure, Miss Denise is going to be over her computers. Or loaner. I think he's in a drawer up front. Well, you guys are all getting logged in. I guess I can go look for one for you. Yeah, if you need it, go get it.
I don't have a math book. How does that even happen?
You have a separate math binder. You have your own math binder.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I didn't bring it in. No, I didn't.
Up there.
Whatever. I'm gonna hit on your grade.
All right, the other thing that recording my classes allows me to do is go back and check in on what happened when I left the room, but I don't leave the room very often. All right, what we all need to look at first is our past assignment tab, which shows you all of the scores from the assignments that you have done. What is our goal? Like, what do we need to get for it to be a check? 80%, right? When is it acceptable to have a 75? When is it acceptable to have a 75? She's on my brain because for some reason her thing is mad that her IP is not in range, but it said the same thing about Abby, so I don't know what's going on. Now, the problem is I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are.
You didn't say that we needed our things.
You're right, I did.
I told you.
I owe you a piece of candy.
Yay! Okay, so when is a 4-question quiz?
Here's what else messed with my brain.
Yeah.
You were Cora in my brain, then you said go by CJ, and then my brain was like, wait.
Sorry.
No, but like, so you gotta tell me though, because you wrote Cora on that. You had me put CJ on Con.
Okay.
What do you want? I don't care, but what do you want? CJ. Okay. I forget what we were talking about. Oh, 75%.
Yeah. If it's a question, if it's like a quiz thing with 4 questions, you would, to get over 80%, you would have to get a 100%.
Yeah.
So you can just get 3 questions.
So your goal is 100%, right? That's what you would like to get. But above 80% is a check. If you get stuck at 75 on a 4-question assignment, that's okay. I'm not expecting perfection, right? So 75% is okay if you've done a 4-question multiple times. So even if you've just done it twice, right? Now, I would love for you to try it maybe a 3rd time and see if you can get to that 100%, because that would be sweet, and you get more points for your class. So guys, some of you are in the middle of an activity, and that's not what I told you to do. We were just looking at the pass list first. But now what I want you to look at is that you have a mastery goal, so you need to go back to your student homepage. So sorry if you're in the middle of an assignment, leave that assignment and go back to your student homepage. Michael, I might show yours since you are looking at the perfect right thing. Right here on your student homepage, you now see mastery goal. Click on that. You are looking for the mastery goal that's on your student homepage, and then you're clicking on it to see then what it shows you. Not moustery, mastery. That's why I haven't been able to find your extension. So hopefully right at the end of class we'll have a couple minutes. All right, now here's my concern about showing this to you. This is to help you gauge how. Hey guys, Elias, come over here. Nope, Elias, come over here. I've had enough issues with you guys chatting with each other. It keeps slowing us down, and I want to make sure I give you guys time to practice at the end of class. So I'm tired of trying to correct our behaviors. Your mastery goal shows you how close you are to essentially being ready to take a unit test. So if you have skills that you've already practiced, but it only says familiar, or it says proficient but not mastery, and you'd rather it say mastery, that shows you what you might want to continue practicing. And then if you look right beside it, and I don't know if anyone's screen is looking so I can just show it, it shows you the related videos or the related other articles. I'm trying to see if anyone's actually look. Eliana, don't move your screen for a moment. Okay, maybe scroll down a tiny bit. So if Eliana wanted to practice more single probability, let's say she was just familiar. Yeah, so experimental is still showing familiar. You could look over here and say, oh, there's a video that I could watch before trying this again, right? It organizes everything together. So you can say, oh, before I try to bump that up to mastery, maybe I want to watch that video. our first quiz is tomorrow. Our first quiz is tomorrow. If you want to know what it's going to be, it's literally quiz 1 from the stats and probability section of Khan. But if you do it tonight, or if you've already done it, you're going to have to do it again tomorrow. That's the con. Hey, I can't fix this. So listen, because if you come to me and you complain, I'm going to play you a sad song on a tiny violin, but I'm going to say I can't do anything. If you work ahead and you do assignments before I assign them, after I assign them, you have to do them again. That's a setting in Khan that I don't control. That's why. So if you've been working ahead, and then like tomorrow I have assignments automatically that are going to hit your account at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., something like that, you might go on there and be like, I already did this. But if I hadn't assigned it to you yet, yes, you already did it. But now you get to do it again because now it's actually your homework. So be careful working ahead. If you're trying to work on other stuff and just get points, you could go to like get ready for 8th grade. I'm not going to assign stuff from get ready for 8th grade, and that could get you some points for your class. Jude?
That was my question. Would assignments that we work ahead and then you assign still count to learn from?
Yeah, so they do, but like they don't count multiple times. So guys, if you click on courses up here and you go to get ready for 8th grade, that's really good stuff to get you ready for what's upcoming in our class. All right, so now we're going to do something crazy. I want you to go into one of our current assignments, like probably the one about compound probability, and I want you to, on purpose, get an answer wrong.
Wait,
It gives you
Yeah.
the answer.
I'm good at that.
Well, not quite, but
It actually does.
Yes, it does.
hey, Jackson, if you want to teach, like get a degree, come up here, do the thing, but like I've kind of got a plan today.
I'm sorry.
Thanks, bud. Do not click this yet, and actually, I hate the internet because for some reason it shows the like adult side different from the kid side. You probably don't even have this. It probably just shows you videos. When you're looking at a problem, if it doesn't, you just click that blue text and it'll pop up with what videos are available to help you. That does not impact your grade at all. Watching a video does not impact your grade at all. What will impact your grade is when you get it wrong. So please get a question wrong. Don't worry, we're going to restart the assignment then together. And again, it's probably not going to look at, did you just accidentally get that right? This has happened in every class. People have just like typed something in and they accidentally got it right.
Good job, Kyle.
It probably doesn't say give it another shot. It probably says show a step. Right? So if you have successfully gotten it wrong, funny sentence, click show a step. I want you guys to see all the help tools that are available for you. I can't control what you do, but when your parents email me or somebody complains about like, you know, they just keep retrying the assignment, I'm going to say I told them to not just keep retrying the assignment. Now, I know I can trust you a bit more, but I have the same expectation for everyone, right?
That's why I did retry it.
You're not following my directions, is what I'm saying. My directions were that we were getting the question wrong and then looking at the step-by-step help. Okay. You do you, Abby. So, then, guys, a lot of you are just clicking skip for now. Like, when you get it wrong, that's the problem. If you got it wrong, look at why you got it wrong. It also pops up, and like what Jackson said, it'll also give the option of see how we got this answer. Like, I think after you've gotten it wrong 2 or 3 times, and it's like, it knows you need some help. Why wouldn't you look at that? If you got it wrong, you didn't know how to get it right, why wouldn't you look at see how we got our answer? So why are we doing so much con practice? And like why, I mean, not only are we trying to start the year strong, but it has everything to do with your brain. But I have way too many tabs open. All right, here we go. Give me a thing. But before we go over that question, I want to do this one. This This one is actually easier because it tells us exactly what it wants. So, and you're probably going to see a question like this or exactly this question. Hey guys, there's only like a dozen different questions. So if you do the assignment like a time or two, you're gonna see this problem. So if you write this down right now, you don't have to write down the problem, but if you like write down the work that goes with it, you've got that problem done. Question?
I'm on that problem right now.
There you go. What are the chances? So if you flip 3 fair coins, what's the probability that first we get a heads? Second, we get a tails. And third, we get another head. Taylor?
1-8.
Well, how? We're not in here to discuss answers. We're in here to discuss how we get to the answer. Great. And how did that help your learning? Oh, it didn't. Looking up the answer did nothing for you except to actually kind of waste your time. So they want heads on the first. They want tails on the second. No one ever wants Sonic. I feel so bad. And they want heads on the third. What is my chance of getting a heads on the first flip? Anybody? A half, right? Fractions are better. You said 50-50 or 50%. You're right. But fractions are better, especially for this sort of math that we're doing. Yes.
I think I have an idea on how to solve it, or if I am recalling what we did last year.
Well, we got to walk through the process. You can help me. What's the chance of getting tails on the second? So you pick the coin back up. You're on your second flip. What's your chance of getting tails?
50.
A half. And then you pick the coin back up. You pick the coin back. You flip the third time. What's your chance of getting heads anyway? A half. Now, we know because this is math, we're probably going to combine these. If we add these up, what would you get? What's a half plus a half plus a half? Anybody?
1.5.
Can probability be 1.5?
No.
It could be 1.5%. No, it's not.
Probability is between 0 and 1. 0 is impossible. 1 is what we call certain, right? It is for sure going to happen. If I, jump, what's the probability I come back down? Well, gravity, I hope it's a 1. So this poster, what's the probability of flight with a bird? Well, it depends on if it's an eagle or if it's a penguin or what kind of bird, right? This human flying machine, I wouldn't trust it with my life, and you would be trusting it with your life. Who are these guys?
The Wright brothers.
Wright brothers. Their probability of flight was pretty good, right? I mean, they flew pretty far. Did you walk the flight path down to North Carolina?
No, but I was gonna say, it depends though. Would you trust it with your life before they tested it or after they tested it?
I'd be the guy who, ran alongside it the first time, and
Yeah.
then I'll ride it the second time.
Yeah.
Unless it broke the first time. So guys, we do not add to do compound probability.
Hayes to the periopsis.
We multiply.
Yeah.
So this probability, what Caleb told us, but now hopefully he knows how we get to that answer. This is actually a 1/8 chance. Be careful, your brain is going to be tempted to say 6 because 2, 2, 2 is 6. But not when you multiply. Not when you multiply. Yes.
Another way you can make it easier on yourself is you can put the first halves in parentheses, so that way you know.
It's already multiplication. Yep, absolutely. All right, so you're not paying attention right now. I would come back to me if I was you, but I don't control your decision making. You'll learn from it, I hope. If you flip 3 fair coins, now this doesn't care about order. It just says, what's the chance you'll get at least 2 heads? Somebody tell me one way that we could get at least 2 heads. Mike? First one and second one are heads. Third one is tails. Okay, so heads, heads, tails, still a half. Okay, so 1/8 is not your answer. Because how else could we get at least 2 heads? CJ, I love that you remade your name thing.
Well, we could make a chart like the chart that we made yesterday, where we do.
Okay, let me play with this for a minute.
Okay.
Alright, so CJ says make a chart like we did yesterday. Here across the top is going to be coin 1, right? Heads or tails. Here across the side is going to be coin 2, heads or tails. The third coin,
Yeah, it doesn't work.
I need to come off the board and make a 3-dimensional.
Oh,
like- So, what you're saying would set up a probability model that would essentially look like a cube. Now it'd be 2 by 2 by 2, but that'd be really tricky. Like, you're not wrong, but it'd be 3D. So, CJ is right that we could set up a model, but if it was a 2-coin situation, that'd be a whole lot easier to model. This is not. So, what's another way we could get 2 heads, Ben?
So we could either do a tree diagram.
You could do a tree diagram.
And to answer your question, it could be 3 heads.
Ooh, we could do heads, heads, heads. And again, it'd be 1/2, 1/2, 1/2. So that has a 1/8 chance of happening. How else could we do 2 heads? Jackson?
Head, tail, head.
Heads, tails, heads.
Like a previous
Ben?
problem.
Ooh, tails, heads, heads. Are there any other ways? Heads, heads. Now I think that. What are you thinking, Emery? We did that. I just had scrolled the screen. Yeah, I had scrolled the screen. So guys, your actual chance here, gravity. All of these satisfy what we want. 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8. How many eighths do we have?
4.
So this is actually a 1/2 chance. I know, it feels weird that you, but it's because it doesn't care about the order. Guys, your first, third, and fourth are both 2 heads.
Yeah.
But because they don't care about the order, you get to count 2 heads 3 different times. Because they don't care about the order. The ones where they don't care about the order are trickier. They're honestly trickier than the ones that say do this, then do that, then do that. Now, before we get out of here, because I got a few more minutes, question?
So we're adding all of the probabilities.
Yeah, so once you've done like the multiply to figure out the individual, right here we multiplied 1/2, 1/2, 1/2. Here we did 1/2, 1/2 times 1/2, 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2, right? That's how we got all these 1/8s. Then, because each of those is good, we gotta say all of them together make 4/8 or actually 1/2. Yes.
And should I move my stuff in case I don't make it?
Sure, that's up to you. But yeah, you can. No, I went the wrong way. Alright. Dice situations. This is on your Schoology. If you want to go check, is it actually on my Schoology? Go to Schoology right now. Alright, Schoology, your class, right here. Some of you probably already clicked on this because it was new and you get curious.
Whoa.
Probability math notes. Some of us don't maybe know all the details of a deck of cards. If you've got a grandma like mine who thought playing with cards was somehow like of the devil, my grandma was very against playing cards. So my grandma, she was old school. She died like 5 years ago at the age of 97. So I mean, she lived a good life. Yeah. So if you have not seen dice tables, This is a nice dice table, but it tells you the result. This dice table I think is better because it says green die, red die, what happened with each of them. So when you have a problem like this on con that says what's the probability both dice show an odd number, you could look at the whole table. Or give me your attention if you want to save yourself time. So I could go through here and say, okay, here, okay, there, okay, there, okay, there, okay, there. I could circle all these, or. What is the chance of your red die being odd? 1/2, right? It's half the die. What's the chance of your green die being odd?
1/2.
What's 1/2 times 1/2? Because we said we multiply in these, because we added those, that'd be 1, right? That wouldn't make sense. Ooh, sorry. 1/4. I heard it, and my brain just wanted to write the wrong thing. Check it out. If I keep circling those both odds, how many did we get?
That's 9 out of 36.
What's 9 out of 36 reduced down to? Anyone? Guys, if you set up, and this is what the step-by-step in con will walk you through. What do we want? Set up that probability. What else do we want? Set up that. Multiply through, and you find your combined or compound probability. Questions? You get the last 5 to work on con. We will check it in just a minute. You get the last 5 to work on your practice.
Mr. Hudson,
Yes.
for the one we purposefully got wrong since I've already mastered it all of the things.
It'll only save your highest score.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you've already got a score higher than that, don't worry. I can see all of them, but what it shows me is the highest score. Does that make sense? Hold up.
Interruption. Would Madeline Zerker please report to the Perry main office? Madeline Zerker to the Perry main office, please. Thank you.
Is that the sum is 9 or higher? Do you have the probability worksheet open? Or not worksheet, but cheat sheet? I'll do that middle tab. No, the middle tab. See, scroll down. And you can download this if you want. See that left table? You were looking for it to be a 9 or higher. So how many ways can we get a 9? And then how many ways can we get 10? How many 11? How many 12? And we're going to put all of those together. There's a chair there. Lucy?
I am very confused on the wording of this. What is the probability of the combined versus do I have to like
Well, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. I think you can already kind of see the pattern here. How many matching number rolls are there actually? Yeah. Getting excited about checking our progress. What's up?
No, not yet. Please.
Love your problem. I want to put it on the board. Sorry, Kale. I'm not like walking away from you. I just want to put your problem on the board. Kale has one of the fun ones.
I don't like this one at all.
What one did you get?
It was me taking a screenshot.
I have one that says if you put 3 fair points, what is the probability that you'll get 1 head and working on?
I wanted to make it say blank space, but then I thought every time I put it up, people would start singing Taylor Swift.
Yay! Fun.
Thanks for not doing that.
So, this is one of those situations where we have 2 things happening. Where CJ wanted to try to make a table with 3 things and that didn't work. 2 things does work. So check it. If you get a situation like this where they say, hey, you have 3 transportation options, okay, make a table with your 3 transportation options, teleport, dragon, walk. Teleport, dragon, walk.
Oh yeah, I thought that.
He has the same 3 choices for his trip home. Okay. Teleport, dragon, walk. And then I'm going to fill in the rest of my table. So there are 9 different options here, really. If Marvin randomly chooses a method of travel in the morning and in the evening, what's the probability he teleports at least once per day? Well, this is teleportation, 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 teleportation. How many ways could he possibly teleport? There's 5 different ways. One of them is teleport, but all the other ones are he teleported once. Does that make more sense, Cal?
Yeah.
Alright, we should check progress.
Wait.
What?
Record it.
It is! See the red and white border around the screen? It's almost like I've done this before.
Whoa.
Alright, you guys are competing against 1B, right? 1B,
No, it's 3B. Oh, wait.
you are 3B, you're competing against 1B. Now, the problem is they didn't check their progress today. So, and it's my fault. So, honestly, we should probably check 1B's progress for them. So, here's the quick way to do it. If I just click check and then I hit refresh, we'll see where they're at.
That's
The undramatic. Alright, so they're ring 5, 89%. So there's your goal, right? Ring 5, 85%. Do you think we'll be able to get there? Let's find out. Listen, baby. You essentially got to close ring 5 to be in the lead. Don't worry, baby. Alright, ring 5, here we go. Let's see. Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no mountain low enough. Keep me from getting to ring 6. I can check again, but I doubt we've made much progress. What? Ah! Looks like some of us got to do our homework. That's it, guys. All right, extensions. Have a good day.
I'm Mr. Hudson.
Goodbye.
Did your grandma think D&D was satanic?
Grandma didn't know I played D&D.
Oh.
My mom So I started playing Magic before I ever played D&D, like Magic the Gathering.
Oh,
And my
I've
mom,
heard that.
so when I started, my mom, sat me down and she's like, look, you cannot let your grandmother know you do this. She will make you stop. And it was so because, you can see, my mom was still afraid of her mom, right? Of, if my mom says, make Micah stop playing Magic, she was gonna have to, right? So it was a very funny part of my childhood, do not let grandma know.
I know the
Well,
card
it was
game.
Magic back
Or
then.
Magic, yeah. Does this spell still work?